Woo! Is this thing on? Oh yeah, there we go. Hold on a second. What do we got going on? Skip that over. What's up? Greetings. Welcome to Friday. Happy Friday, everyone. I hope that my stream is going to cooperate here. I've been watching this thing while I've had the countdown on, and it's kind of going a little bit up and down as far as the like bit rate and stuff like that. So I don't know. Sometimes it's like fine, like 6K, and sometimes it's down. I don't know. If anybody's in the chat, you'll have to let me know if it is having horrible latency buffering kind of problems like that. I'm not sure exactly what I'll be able to do about it, but maybe I can mess around. Yeah, this is interesting. I've figured out a little bit now how to use OBS in like a very basic way, but I've never had to actually like I've never really had it not work. So if it doesn't work, I'm not exactly sure what my recourse is going to be there, but we'll have to see what happens. So let's see what we got going on. Got another Friday. I am carrying on some of the work from last week about some of this BigQuery UI optimization. In particular, a thing I kind of worked on a little bit of stuff off stream in the meantime to make these queries return like paginated results. So before I was just like running the whole thing, and I was calling, there's like a method on the thing, you could just be like iterate all, and it'll just stream, an endless amount of data over the thing. And obviously that won't work in cases where you actually have like a large amount of query data. Oh no, this one even failed for me. What's going on? Probably, yeah, same problem. Okay, yeah, so this is good. So this is running it and it's trying to load, but maybe it's not in some cases. Maybe this is my same network problem actually that's killing me over here. Huh, what is my internet really doing to me today? Not doing any favors for me today, that is for sure. Well, if I can't get this working smoothly, this may be a short stream. Okay, that time we got all of it. Interesting. Yeah, okay, so that thing like loaded. Let me just try this again, see if I can demo this. We're gonna run this. It should load the first page, and in BigQuery, it actually has an interesting, like, it has kind of like a two-pronged pagination scheme. Sometimes it'll paginate by number of rows, so you'll get like, I forget what the default is. Oh God, okay, this is not working great. You'll get capped out at some like default number of rows, but it'll also paginate at data size. So I think by default it's like a 10 meg page. It'll load at a time. So especially in some cases like this thing that we're looking at right here, this has these extremely detailed state boundaries in it. I'm gonna give up here and cheat a little bit, and I'm gonna bump up the timeout. But this is actually good. This is a good demonstration of what the problems that I'm having here, or the next piece that we actually have to work on here. This is a good lead in. Let's try it. Let's give it a 30 seconds. Anyway, oh yeah, so this particular data set that we're looking at, it has these very detailed query geoms. So like the number of rows is actually quite small, but the amount of data is quite large, even though it's only like, 50 rows or whatever. It still runs into that 10 megabyte like page limit. And so, come on, baby, there we go. So, okay, right, so here we got, the whole thing, the query runs really fast, actually. In BigQuery, the query itself only takes like 19 milliseconds. We got 56 rows out of that, but we're only showing the first 32 because that's where we hit that page boundary. And then we, added a funny little, I just added a little load next page. And so you can see like we only got these states. What is this? Oh, that's DC. Oh, yeah, that's the DC one down there. Okay, yeah, so we only have these states in the first page, and then, we can come in here and say load another one, and it'll spin for a while and do that. So that is good. Well, it's sort of good. It's still obviously like not being the most amazing thing right now. I need to work on it some more, but there we go. Now we got showing 56 of 56. It still takes a while to load, but there they are, all of those big ol' honking state boundaries. I bet the Alaska one alone is like enormous. I wonder how big it is. Yeah, okay, so that actually is good. It helps somewhat. The next step that I need to look at is what I am still doing is like I'm just like synchronously running the I'm like submitting the job to BigQuery and then basically just calling wait within the cycle of the first request. So like when I click, let me find another one of these that's more interesting. Where was that tree thing that I had? Maybe from last week. Did I save that note? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, there we go. Let's try this one. This one is a better, nicer example. Yeah. So basically I click run, it spins, and it's actually like literally waiting on the query to complete in BigQuery, which is like not a great, it's not the best. Like obviously what we should do instead is we should submit the job and then poll, because in some of these cases, like this one we looked at before, it's like the job itself finishes really quickly because the query is very simple and whatever. But in some cases your query might be complicated, and so the job itself might take time to run. Boy. Oh man, this is killing me. This 503s, I just can't. I think my network actually is really suffering right now, and not even letting me like download these results. Okay, let's go limit 100. Let's go small. Surely we can get 100 rows. Okay, there we go. We got something. So that one took 1,000 to execute. Yeah. Let's go. I think I set my page limit to 2,000. Oops, 2,000. So let's go 2,000. This should pull, 1,000 rows in X amount of time and show X out of probably 1,000 out of 2,000. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and then if the network is being friendly to us, let's try this. Great, there we go. We got the next one. And then if there were more pages, we could continue to click through them. But yeah, okay. So the first thing I want to see if I can crack. I want to see if I can crack moving that to like a submit and then poll. Like submit the job, get the ID, and then poll on the status. Maybe there might be some stuff in there to deal with around like authorization or something like that. And so that's what this ticket that I linked in from the stream notes, which, let me see, is that working? Today, Nightbot, tell me if you're working. Oh yeah. Yeah, so that's the notes. Oh man, even Notion is loading slow for me today. Something is bad in the network. Query execution polling. Yeah, so move query execution and polling to the background. That's the gist. Yeah, because I have right now this 15-second timeout. Not great. So right now I submit the request, starts the job, and then the response is returning page 1 of the data. So the thing is blocking that request. It's returning page 1 of the data, and then if I need to fetch a second page, I do that on a separate request. What I would like to do is more. I mean, this is you can see how much more complicated this gets just based on how many more requests there are, but it's like gives you a little bit more granularity and stuff like that. So that we like. Oh, look, here's an example. Oh, look, I put this in a screenshot. I should have put that in a source block, but boy, my stream is really not doing well. I wonder what I should do with that. Hold on a sec. Sorry, this bitrate thing is really, the thing on OBS just keeps like basically dropping to 0. Yeah. All right, I think I'm actually gonna have to pause a second and do something about this because it's obviously not, I'm dropping, according to OBS, I'm dropping like 40% of my frames. Sometimes I'm getting like 7,000 kbps upload, and sometimes I'm getting like 0. I'm probably gonna have to go and maybe reboot my router as a last ditch situation. See, look at that. Sometimes I got huge bandwidth. Let's see, what is the thing I have on upload here? Yeah, that's very bad. That's not enough. That's not enough. Dang. I'm barely hitting like 1. Okay, there's 3. Okay, now it's crawling up. What the heck? All right. I don't know if there's a way to like pause the stream without like ending it and then come back, I'm literally going to just go over here and unplug my network stuff and replug it and see what happens. Sit tight. All right, let's see here. We might be back. I restarted router, modem, everything. I sudo service restarted network manager on Linux like 5 times. Let's see if we're stabilizing here. We got OBS says 5200. That says okay. I mean, I guess the other thing is I could possibly, if I knew what I was doing, I might be able to turn the bitrate down in OBS even further, like go down a resolution level. To be honest, I'm not even actually sure how to do that. Let me think about this. Oh yeah, I guess I could check it here. OBS reduce output resolution. Getting your video. No, this is not going to be okay. Properties, filters, resize, crop, sharpen. Man, nothing like watching somebody debug their OBS live. Yeah, so I have my thing set at 1080. The output scaled resolution. Yeah. How do I even output the scaled? Man, if only I was streaming something cool like a game. Yeah, my problem isn't my CPU, my problem is my bandwidth is going to the toilet today. I don't know, maybe it's doing okay. It hasn't dropped below like 5K in a minute. I'm pretty sure I am doing 30. Let me make sure that. Oops. even know how to set the... Okay, all right. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to not mess around with it. It looks like it might have stabilized. Let's see. Fingers crossed. Pray for me. Pray to the network gods for me. We'll see. So, where were we? We were trying to run some queries and get some stuff out of it. Jesus. Okay, there we go. See, it's a lot faster now. Load next page. Blur, blur, blur. Yeah, okay. Good. Yeah, so that's good. So I could do that. Let's go bigger. Let's go, if I'm going to run 5,000, that would be 5 pages at a 1K a piece. So it's like load page, loading. Oop. Yeah, they're there. Load page, loading. There they are. Yeah, okay. So I want to make that first piece go async too is the thing. That's my first task for today. It's off to a great start because so far I've been futzing around with my router for 20 minutes, but if I get that done, the other thing I was maybe going to look at some... Oh yeah, I meant to put this in my notes. GraphQL Code Gen experiments. I keep reading about this tool. I think this is the one. Or hearing about this thing that's like a code generator from a GraphQL schema into TypeScript, and I'm kind of curious what the deal is with that, if it's like any good. I think I heard about it on this podcast the other day, Syntax FM GraphQL. Is that where it was? GraphQL Code Gen. Yeah, I was listening to this podcast the other day, and they were talking about it, and it sounded kind of cool. I don't have any idea. I'm not really sure what I would get out of it. Yeah, here we go. So anyway, that's another thing I might look at, but I'm going to do this async business first, I think. Okay, so I actually had a commit. What did I do here? All right, I can kill that. I actually had a commit that I had started. Whip converting async, blah, and then revert whip converting to async, blah. Let's revert the revert. Oh, wait, what? Oh, wait. Did I grab the wrong one? I grabbed the one that I already reverted. I want to revert the revert. Yeah, okay, great. I had left this on for myself, and I was like... I had originally left it in a non-compiling state because I had been messing around with it the other day and then didn't quite finish. And yeah, I think it's funny. There's like a thing I know some people say who do a lot of testing. They say like leave themselves a failing test. Like if you're working on something and then you're going to stop for a while and come back, they would try to leave a failing test. So then when they come back, they know what's broken, or they know like kind of what they were working on and what to like pick up from. But in this case, leave yourself a failing compile error didn't exactly work the same way, because then I couldn't even like demo the thing to show like where we were at with it. So I temporarily reverted this, but it's back now. So yeah, so this is where we're at. Query result page is invalid for type string. So what I was going to do here is basically make the query, let me see. Here's my GraphQL schema. Let me blow this up. Yeah, I was going to change this. This is a mutation, execute query spec. Previously, I had this return like query result page. Yeah, I think this is the one. Yeah, I was returning this. And that is like a page of data. So this is what I said is like you'd execute the query, it would execute, it would block, and then it would return you a page of data. But what I actually want to do is I'm just going to put a string here because I'm just going to return the job ID is where we're going to go to start. And so this says it calls resolvers.execute query spec. So I can go here. And so I'm going to have a future of not query result page, but just string. I might eventually put something here that's more complicated than just like a string, like something like a job result or whatever. But for now, let's just see if we can get this to work. And so then this should be easy. Oh wait, well. Okay, yeah, so this is good. I actually want to change this API. So I have BigQuery.client query for user. Probably what I actually want to do here is like BigQuery submit job for user or something. It's probably almost all the same stuff. What do I want? I would actually return the job. Okay, I'm just gonna put the string for now, like I had it. I'm still not. I'm not very confident on like what I eventually want this interface to be, but I'll mess around with it. So I'm just gonna copy paste a bunch. Yeah. So yeah, this is good. This is what I need, and then what I'm gonna not do is wait for. I'm just gonna run this job.id or get job ID. Get job. These job IDs are complicated because they kind of have like, yeah, they kind of have some different stuff going on. Job ID, get job. So that should actually do that. Okay. I guess I'll leave this one here for now. Let's see, this might compile now. Oh, Java length string is, oh, sorry. I think the GraphQL, this schema, this little DSL, it's like you don't put string, you put string type, which is that's a Sangria, like a Sangria ADT type thing that lets you know how you represent a type. Sorry, how you represent a string. Okay, so that's good. Now what I got to do is go over on the client side. Actually, hold on. I think I put a to-do list for myself in here. Did I put a to-do list? Let me skip this on. Okay, sorry, wrong page. Oh yeah, submit query mutation, just return job ID. Good. Add job status. Make client code poll. Okay. I probably have to. Yeah, okay. Now what I'm gonna have to do is integrate all that into the client side code, because basically when I get the job ID back, what I'm gonna do now is gonna change. Excuse me. All right, so yes, let's go look at this API code. And this is exactly what, this is where I was talking about, like I'm kind of curious to explore this GraphQL Code Gen thing, because you can see what I've literally been doing here is like just like by hand, like wiring up all these things, you know, and it's like I'm just using like, well, I guess I'm using some GraphQL request library, but I'm not using like a fancy GraphQL client or anything. I'm just like running these and pulling stuff through. And so, yeah, let's see. Let's find the one that says submit query, execute query spec. Yeah, I'm going to change this. I'm going to probably change the name of it to, well, I don't know. What would I call it? I would call it like submit query or something like that. Submit query job. I don't know. Yeah, I'll do that. Query spec is the same. I'm just going to change the name of it. Submit query job. And there's not even going to be any data on this. It's just going to be a string. So like there's no more field selection. Although I probably want to save this. Well, I have it here. Yeah, so this is like get page. Yeah, so submit query job will just literally return a string. Or how's it in TypeScript? This is like lowercase string. There we go. Okay, let's see what our TypeScript compiler says. Yeah, okay, it doesn't have that. Oh yeah, I changed this constant. Submit query job. And then down here, I probably have to rename the export. Let me start. I don't have my tide mode stuff. Submit query job. Okay. Now I've got to go update all the places that are calling that. Oh, whoops. Looks like I mangled this. Ooh. All right, that should fix one. Come on. There's one. Okay. Now PostGIS console. Yeah, okay. So this is the actual like React component that's actually doing all this stuff. Let's see. What I might need to now save is something like Like I probably need to save current job ID and job status to know when I'm like polling and stuff like that. Or I could just mush it all into here. But I think I don't want to do that. What even is this type? Results, colon, blah, blah, blah. User query result. Yeah, okay. So I've got the classic, like, I've now got the classic, like, UI problem of needing to manage the state of this thing and, like, what, you know, is it polling? Is it complete? Is it waiting? Like, blah, blah, blah. I guess for kicks, let's just put it in there. Job ID. String or null, I guess. I'm going to do current job. I'm going to do ID string, status string. I'm going to do like that. Oops. It's really hard to make myself type lowercase string in TypeScript or null. So we'll either have that or null. Current job, null. Yeah, okay, good. So so now execute query spec. This is not going to go to received results. It's going to go to like this dot submitted job or something like that. Oops. Yeah, this is good. And the result here, again, the result is not going to be the result is no longer going to be user query result. The result is just going to be a string. Submitted job. And then this is what this will do: set state, current job, and I'm going to have job ID. I'm going to have a job ID, and then I'm going to have status running. I don't know. Maybe one day, at some point I'll come back and enumify these statuses just to see what they are. But for now, I'm just going to do that. Okay. Oh, nice format there. Thanks. I can't remember what format tool I'm using for that. That format on save, that's so nice. Okay, so set state is loading true. Submitted job. And then what this has to do is this has to queue start polling sequence. Yeah, so previously what I was doing is like I was setting state is loading when we had received a result. Yeah, I'm gonna have to like rearrange the whole protocol around this and figure out how to make those things play nice together. Track job status. If this dot state dot current job equals null. Return. All right, yeah, so good. So now we need another mutation that's like get job status or something like that, and I don't think I have that yet. So I think that was in my notes. Add job status query, which returns job status. Status. Yeah, that is what I need. All right. API. I guess we gotta do another. I guess I'll start with the schema. I guess I'll start with the server side of this schema. So this one will be a query. Oh, okay. I started on this. I started on this before. Job status, new query field. It's not going to be this. What am I going to make this? I'm going to add another thing in here. What else do I need? I don't know. That's all I need for now. All right, so now I got to wire up some GraphQL. Job status type. All right, what's the args are going to be job ID, and I still need a project ID. I might at some point figure out how to make that one optional, but for now you have to set it. All right, sorry, this is hard to fit all this on one screen. Let's see, what is this going to be? Get job status. Yeah, good, great. Get job status. Job ID. All right, to do. Clean all that up. So this should be probably pretty easy. Just wire this up. Page. I added I think I had to add something in here before for getting the current page, getting a page of results. Boy. Get query page. Yeah, so in this get query page you have to like load up the job rather than submitting a new job. You have to load it up from the ID. Yeah, this job ID.of business. So this is good. And then that'll be job status. I guess the only thing I don't need here is page token because I'm not actually fetching a page. You have to do all this stuff. Job. Why is this? Am I using job status elsewhere? I think I can remove that. They have their own job status. Oh god, this is bad. Okay. I got a lot of name collisions happening in here. Job ID, job.get status. Oh, that is a job status. Okay. I wonder what that is. Oh, you can get all kinds of interesting stuff out of here. Like if it fails, you can get like errors and stuff like that. Key. Okay, I'm just gonna string it for now and see what happens. Let me see. Oops, typoed that. I was hoping I would find a list in this doc of what they are, but I don't see it yet. Extends generic JSON. This is Java data model that specifies how to parse. Oh man, I don't know about that. Okay, I'm just gonna YOLO it and see what we get. So there's our API layer. Let's wire up the resolver. Job ID, project ID. I don't need a page token. And I need all that mess. Okay, that actually will maybe compile. Now my Scala is compiling, but my TypeScript is not, so we'll check on that in a sec. Never mind, not quite yet. Resolver. Oh yeah, I didn't notice that. Select GUID. Oh man, I need to get my tree query in here and save it so that I can keep reusing it. I guess I should follow this in network tab. Let's see where we're at, where we're even running and stuff. Oh. 303. Oh, different thing. Oh, okay, so I gotta fix some TypeScript stuff here first. Let's go through this. Push this console 203. Oh, run query. Submit query job. There we go. That'll fix one. Uh-oh, 69. Nice. Oh, I just didn't. What did I do? I just typoed something? Oh yeah, current job null. Okay. 145. Argument of type blah 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 is not assignable to blah blah blah. Job ID string, ID string. Okay. What did I call it? I said ID string. I'm going to call it job ID. Because just floating around the string ID is not always the most helpful. Okay, that compiled. We got TypeScript. Okay, sorry, I'm just, yeah, okay, so there it is. Submit query job. The format here is a little weird, but the point is it's the data coming back is submit query job, and it just is a string of a, in this case, like I'm just using a UUID. I like to use phantom types for IDs, Miliardo says. That's, yeah, that makes sense. I really need to, I have like a lot of places in this project where I really need to go through and do that, and I have not yet like gotten around to it. Do you know if that's is that a thing in TypeScript? Like I know in Scala you can do it with that. Well, in Scala 3 it's like built in, and in Scala 2 there's like a plugin I think that you can do it, but I don't know anything about what the common patterns around that in TypeScript are. TypeScript. I guess I could Google it. Notes on TypeScript, phantom types. Brr. Yeah, anyway, I don't know. That's kind of interesting. I'll have to investigate this. All right, what do we got? We got something running. Maybe we got a thing running. I don't know. Oh yeah, so this is, now this just hangs. Yeah. Okay, great. So now we got to go through those steps. More layers. Got it. This is why I really need this stupid Code Gen thing. This is so painful now. Get job status. Get query job status. So this would be job ID and project ID. Those are all my parameters. And what did I call it? What did I call that schema field? Job status. Job ID, project ID, no more page token. Job ID string and project ID string. God, yeah. See, this is the thing. Is like I'm doing so much painful definition of all these types on both sides, you know. Job status, job ID, string, status, string. I can't think of a language which. Right. Yeah, so, okay, that is interesting, because is that exactly what is meant by, oh, I see. I feel like with, for example, in Scala 3, I think you can actually even do it without the wrapper. Because like the one thing that's a little annoying by that is then you sometimes you find yourself often like having to construct them or having to like pull out the value. Like you're always doing like dot value on stuff, you know? And like, I think that some, like the Scala 3 compiler, from what I had read, and I haven't actually tried to use this, but I think it has a way to even do it with like a opaque type. So it is like at runtime, it is literally just a string, but at compile time, it like puts a barrier around it for you, which seems, I mean, I haven't like really used it, but it seems kind of nicer that way to me. But yeah, in either case, I guess it's good, right? What am I doing here? Oh, shit. Oh, wait, this is the submission. Compile. It's a new type. Yeah, you can still use the phantom type with a new type. I don't know. I'm gonna have to read up on this more. Get query job status. Okay, well that's compiled, so let's go. So then I didn't wire up this polling thing. So submitted job. Okay, so we submit job, we're gonna set a thing, it's gonna say status is running. Yeah, I mean, I guess like you never know, like you don't want to like over optimize, but it just seems like if you have a lot of IDs and you're constantly like wrapping everything, it's just like one more allocation. I don't know in practice like how much that actually matters for your running system or not, but yeah, it seems interesting. All right. All right, so okay, so now this one is going to get interesting, because basically what happens when I get a status? Okay. So okay, when I get a status, we'd say like if it's still running, if it's finished, if it failed, and then I guess I need to catch. I don't know what exactly will happen there, but that's kind of, I'll just throw that in there for now. Yeah. I still don't actually know what the statuses actually are. I'm guessing that it's like running, done, and, you know, error or something like that, but we'll have to find that out as we go. So if it's running, if it's finished, if it's failed. Yeah, okay, you know what I'm going to do here? And then, so there's that, and then the running case is going to be set timeout. How does set timeout work? You take a callback. I guess I could do a bind. And then, I don't know, whatever. I'll give it, I think it's milliseconds is what you give it. Like in 1,000 milliseconds, we'll pull again. Let's try that. Let's try that. This is almost certainly not going to work on the first try, but whatever. All right, so I'm tracking my network. I'm tracking my console. There it is. Okay, so it's polling. That's good. Oh God, this is gonna kill us. Yeah, the job status, the toString, just running like toString on the job status is not good because it says state equals done, error equals no. So I need to handle that better. That's like, that kind of stuff has bit me a few times in here, but that's okay. Job.getStatus.getState. This is job state. Yeah, okay, so let's see. Maybe that explains why I didn't really find that much info when I was looking in there. Because I was looking at the status, not the state, which is the thing. Job status. Job status.state. Done, pending, and running. Interesting. Done, pending, and running. But then there is also, so the way that they organize this, I guess, is a little different. Because I guess I sort of expected to see an error in here, but I guess the way they do it is that the state is done, pending, or running, and a done, you have to check the error. Get execution. If present indicates that it's completed and was unsuccessful, and it's nullable. Yeah. Okay. So that's a classic. Okay. If not equals null. Is that how you do it? I literally don't even know. So that would be error. Else job.getStatus getState dot toString, I don't know. Oh, name sounds interesting. I hate to use toString if I can help it, because it's like you never know, what it's going to give you, but something like a name sounds actually better. Oh, else. Sorry, this has to go down there. Ooh, there we go. Else. Good. Yeah, add nullable. Yeah, exactly. Yep, I don't know. That's just kind of like where we're at. We're just along for the ride over here in nullable land. Oh God, this poor thing is still just pulling. Oh, look, now I fixed it, and now it says status done. So that's actually good. Now it's doing what we actually sort of wanted to do. So it looks like .name is, what we kind of want, the all caps like name of the thing. Okie dokie. Okay, this is great. If status.status. Oh, let's call this res. Classic variable name res. Res.status equals done. Then we fetch results. Else if res.status. If it is all right, so if it's done, we fetch results. If it is running, or sorry, what did I say they were? If it's running or pending. Get state. Okay, it's done, pending, or running. So if it's running or pending, for our purposes, pending doesn't really matter versus running. So really, all we have is error. Else, pending or running, we would poll again. Pending, all caps. Pending. I mean, yeah. I guess I mean, I think there's a lot of corners I'm cutting here because really I should make that an enum. I should make it like an enum, and then I can make an enum in the GraphQL and like blah blah blah. But I guess the funny thing is the GraphQL convention would be to do it like that, like all caps pending, because I think GraphQL enums, they tend to do them in all caps for some reason. Okay, what is this? I can't remember what this received error function does. Oh, I see. I'm just going to do something really janky there for now. Any. So this is taking the GraphQL format, which is, I wonder if I could give something better there. And what is this? This is response errors. Is that what the type is there? Okay. Okay, so to do pull error info. So basically, like, out of this, there's going to be, you know, I think, because I think this error case will occur even if even if you make a syntax error in your SQL or something. I think that's still the case that BigQuery will give you. So I definitely need to like handle this with some kind of optional message. Probably what I need is like an optional message on this that would, you know, allow me to put that kind of stuff in there if I wanted to or whatever. Anyway, okay, let's look at that. Okay, I'll come back to that. For now, it's just going to put a very like useless generic error message in there. Error. Okay. Does that compile? Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. I just say that. I mean, this stuff right here, I'm like, every time I do this, I'm like 50% amazed by it and like 50% task failed successfully. Yeah, the classic. Every time I do this, I'm like 50% amazed and 50% horrified. Like the way that you can just do inline structural types in TypeScript so quickly is like so cool, but then also kind of, I don't know, it's also like you can very easily get like really sloppy with it, you know, just like throwing crazy things around and stuff. So I don't know, it's very interesting. All right, so that's good. So this is good. So now, okay, so I think what this should do now. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Alert, done, boom, classic. Now we're front-end developers. Now we're ready for the big leagues. Done. It works. Good. Damn, that's fast, actually. Wow, that's really fast. We probably only polled like one time. Yeah, I wonder about that too. Like, structural types are in Scala, and like it does seem like no one ever uses them. I hear people say stuff like they think they don't perform well or something like that, but I don't know. I've never really looked into it. You definitely don't really see them in the wild. Like, you don't see them in libraries and stuff, but I feel like in some ways it could be really handy, you know? I don't know. It's interesting that that's not like a popular thing that people use. God, status empty string. What? Is it Java 8? Oh, whoops. Yeah, okay. Right, like nobody, Milliardo says, I don't think anybody tested that assumption. Yeah, and it's like now people just kind of like repeat that thing that they read on like the forum, several years ago or whatever, and so like who knows what's actually going on. Yeah, I don't know. Like it's very interesting how different it does make things, like programming in TypeScript with that style versus like in Scala, because like one thing, I mean, again, I don't know. I've never really written TypeScript with other people who write it well, so I may be doing it weird. But when I just use it, I just do it with this for everything. I just do export interface blah, and then I throw my fields in there. But then like I guess, I mean, in comparison to like making a class or something like that. So like all my stuff is just structural blobs, and then I write functions on them. Whereas like in Scala, I'll often make like a case class and maybe put like a couple helper methods on there or something like that. Like you're more likely to conjoin the behavior and the structure a little bit. So I don't know. I mean, I guess I know obviously the TypeScript thing is just like a reaction. Like its whole deal is to be able to sort of be compatible with JavaScript idioms, and so I think in that case it works really well. But it is interesting, like, to think about whether that could work in other contexts or not. All right, so now this is interesting. So what I need to do now is I need to get the page, and I think I actually have a thing, query page. Yeah, I need to fetch query page, except that the thing is when I wired this up before, I only wired this up originally to be fetching the subsequent pages, but now I need to fetch the first page. So probably what I need to do is make that, I probably need to make that page token. I previously had that be a mandatory, like a required param, and now it's actually optional because when you fetch the first page, there is no token. So that's okay. Schema, let me see. So let me see on the server side how I had that rule. So this is a query results. Yeah, page token. This needs to be, oops, an option. Oh, I need a better indent here. Indent. Option input type. Oh no. Oh, it doesn't go here. It goes in the other side. Okay. Yeah, page token. This is an option. Option input type of an option of a string type. Okay, good. And now this probably won't compile. Get query page. So this should be option of string now. Did that compile? Oh yeah, yeah, great. Okay, and then it tracks it all the way through. Right here it knows now that I previously made it mandatory, now it's not, so sick. Milliardo says Scala also has type classes too, which lets you be just as flexible, but only for a little bit more verbosity. Yeah, so that's interesting. Type classes versus structural types. I have to think about that more. The thing is, like, people often, I mean, I guess I don't know if it has to be this way fundamentally, but people often use type classes for things that are more behavior oriented. Like, well, I guess in TypeScript you could make a structural type that has like a function on it because you can do the signature for a function. So I guess you could do kind of similar things. I guess in practice, I feel like people in TypeScript, it's all just about like data. You know, it's like about data, like keys and then value types, like basically. At least that's what I feel like you see in practice more. And then in Scala, it's like more, you know, all kind of fancy stuff for what people are actually using type classes for in practice. I don't know. It's interesting. All right, so page token is now option of string. Look at this, refactoring, type-driven refactoring. What do I want to do? To list, sure. Oh wait, I have the page. I always have the page size. Plus, I have this. What's the cleanest way to do this? I have an option. There we go. I don't know if that's the best way to do this, but and then I want to splat this. Options. Splat? Did I do that right on the first try? I did. :_star. I did it right on the first try. Yeah, I don't like. I don't want that. I'm always down for a functional alternative, but I don't really go in for lenses. I don't really understand it yet. Maybe one day. Maybe I will one day. But it's so far been. That's so far been like a bridge too far for me. So I don't really mess with lenses. Unless somebody wraps them up in some API so I use them without knowing it, which I'm down for that. Okay. This is interesting. This actually might work. So when I'm done, I'm going to hit query page. It's going to hit this thing. It's not going to pass the token anymore. So it'll fetch the first one. This actually might work. Let's see. Let's give it a shot. And then if it really works, then it'll come back and then the spinner will go away. Ah. Oh. Oh, look at that. Look at that. I was already calling .get in some... Oh, in my example. This is just my dummy little script I was using to test this at the command line. And that's funny because I already had that as an option there. I guess, yeah, I had it... I already had it as an option on the return side. Oops. Put this in today. Get rid of the last one. Oops. Page token. Oh, yep. Okay. So in my API, I probably in the actual GraphQL, the actual like GQL syntax, I probably have that defined as string bang, meaning like required. That's cool that the hold up, but the compiler for the .get. You can't shame me, compiler. I don't care. That's kind of neat that I guess this GraphQL library I'm doing, it actually validates the string of that query and actually like checks it, which is kind of cool. Ah, internal server error. Great, great. What do we got? God, we got a bunch of doobie stuff. Job, provided job ID is null or empty. Oh no, did I not send the job ID? Ah, yeah, okay, that makes sense because I'm actually getting it out of a different spot. I rearranged some of how I'm storing that job ID. There we go. Can you do that? Can you and a null or undefined? I think you can. Ah, server failed running query. Okay. Did it fail or did it just did I just screw it up? Because I got the format of something wrong. Anything is possible. Oh, I got rows. That's cool. So there's my data coming back, and there's my next page token. Total rows. Yeah. All right, let's see. What did I do wrong there? Received page. Oh, it's possible. It's possible I changed the format of something and forgot. Although I thought I think that just like it yelled at me a second ago, I think it might have done it. Yep. Can I build a query? What did I call it? Query. I just called it query results. Oh. I mean, this one, well, actually, this might work because, oh yeah, great. God, I need to work on error messages so much. Oh yeah, this one has expired, so that's obviously a deal there. Let me try that one that I just ran. I should be able to get that one out. So here's the ID. And I don't have a page token, so. Ah, internal server error again. Null pointer exception, oh god. Okay, that's good. What line was that? 245? I'm wondering if I somehow did null handling on this wrong. No, that actually looks right. What is it null pointering on me? 247. Is the job null? That's scary if that can return null. Not using JSON format logging 2021. Kappa. Yeah, whatever. I don't know. Oh, the job is null. That's not fun. So BigQuery get job can apparently return null, which is not great. Or null if not found. But I literally just ran that one. That's so interesting. One thing I'm not sure about that I haven't really researched yet is whether there are like constraints around reading the data once or more than once. Like if you read it once, does that somehow like make it disappear? Kind of like an iterator style or something. I'm not sure about that. So let's see, I can submit one of these. Job ID. Now when I go back over here, I should be able to plug that in. And I got it. Okay. Yeah, I got the data. Now let me see. What if I run this again? No, it's okay. Did I copy paste something wrong from what I had before? I swear this should work. Why was I getting a null out of there? I mean, obviously I need to handle the null, so to do this can be null. So interesting. Well, I don't know. That may remain a mystery for the moment. I don't know why that one is just not found. But this other one that I did just worked. So that's cool. Let me try again. Yeah. So weird. And based on this, you can obviously load that first page multiple times. Let's see. Rows. Yeah, you can load that page over and over and it doesn't give you a problem. So I don't think it's the fact that I was somehow consuming the data and making it disappear. I don't know. Mysterious. Yeah, okay. Note for self. That can be null. Fix it. So where, I can't remember where I got off on there. Oh yeah, I didn't figure out why it's calling into submit error. So this is obviously just from there. Yeah, yep. Here's some more non-JSON logging for you, Miliardo. Okay, results is undefined. Results is undefined. Oh, yep. I'm sure I, let me see, I'm sure I screwed this up. Query results. I called it get query page, query results. Fetch query page. This.state.results. Oh, yeah, okay. Let me think about this. I might have some things to change around how I was like handling the flow between like page 1, page 2 versus now it's just page 1. Oh, wait. Did I just fix it? I might have just fixed it. It actually just worked. Okay. Well, maybe that was easier then. That's so interesting. Where was my query? Okay. Let's try this again. This should run. It should fetch the first page. It fetched a page. So we queried 10,000 total rows, and that's interesting. I'm showing a 1,112 out of 10,000, which is kind of interesting. I don't know why it picked that number, but that's a little bit bizarre. 2,112. I wonder if that page limit is like approximate. I wonder if BigQuery doesn't honor your page limit precisely for some distributed systems kind of weirdo reason. But look at this. Now I can page them through. Okay, that's cool. So now I still have the potential failure case. Well, I mean, I have all those errors that I didn't properly handle, but I still have the potential failure case that loading a single page's data could, in some cases, probably exceed the server timeout. Like, especially if one page's data is really large, you could probably go over the timeout then, but at least, because it's possible, I mean, a lot of these queries that I'm running are like super fast, like they're executing in 18 milliseconds, but it's obviously possible to write really complicated BigQuery queries that take like multiple minutes to run. And in those cases, this should help with that. It should allow you to like run that and like poll on it if you're willing to wait. Another thing I just thought about is like actually to do query console push a job ID URL when running a query. So yeah, so one thing I just thought about, or I had thought about before, but I hadn't written it down, is like I think ideally when you click this run, it should probably give you a URL that's like /query/blah, like with the job ID. And that way, if the thing was running a long time, like if it was a long running slow job and you were to like refresh or something, I would have to code all this, but it would like load up back into your state, and start polling again. Yeah, okay, that's an interesting thought. Note for self. Ship it to production. Yeah, baby. That's what we love. I actually haven't shipped it. I really need to ship a lot of stuff. I have a way too big of a branch I've been working on for all this BigQuery stuff. But that's cool. That actually works. That actually does. Let's look at my ticket. Let's look at my issue. Where was it? This one. Add job status, query, did that. Make client code poll, did that. When return success, run get query page with null next page token, we did that. Things I still need to do is check when a has non-null error, check this and report it as part of the status. Probably. So I should do that. That's the main thing, I think. I feel somewhat. Let's see. Let me see and make sure that this happens. I'm not 1,000% confident that I have all of the flow correct with that polling. I just feel like it's easy to get things wrong when you're doing polling and like have something that's kind of out of sync or whatever. What do you mean? Return 0 rows. Oh, see, that's bad. What did I do wrong there? Oh, I bet one thing I haven't done here is, I bet you I have some screwiness around running multiple of them in sequence. All right, I'm going to clean slate here. Running, polling. Yeah, 10 rows. Okay, so that's good. Oh, I think I get it now. The reason I was seeing that weird number, yep. I think this is the same problem. I think when I hit 100 here, it's going to say 110. I'm not clearing the old result state. Yeah, 110 of 100. Okay, great. So that's kind of similar to what I was just saying. Is like I'm not very confident that I did all that right on the first go. When I submit a job, yeah. So somewhere in here I'm setting state. Sorry, I have to jump around. Basically, the state for an empty result is this. Yeah, I need to set all this mess. I need to clear out the state of the old job. this. Sorry, I typoed something, obviously, 228. Okay, that compiled. I'm not getting good TypeScript hints out of this thing, which makes me a little paranoid, but it seems to know. It says is loading true current. Oh, well, it just says when I told it to. This.setState. Results is loading current job. This is the thing I really want to know is like what crazy TypeScript food do they have to do to make this API, like the React set state API, work in TypeScript. Like that's kind of amazing because you can set like it, you can do it partially, so you can set any piece of it and it'll somehow like know that that's correct, which is really interesting. All right, let's try this again. I think this might work. Okay, so there's 56 rows of 56. Let's run it again. See, that's bad. Oh, that message. I think that when I did this before, I think I probably did a bad thing and I separated that message. So like I'm probably generating the message when I set the data rather than generating the message from the data. Like, so I have it duplicated. Let's look at that. Oh God, this is going to be nasty. Yeah, okay, this is not the best. This was a bad thing. Yeah, I did this. Ugh. Set state log level info. What the fuck is log? So I need to clear the log. Log message or null. Okay. That's fine. Uh-oh, OBS. Don't fail me now, OBS. Get that bitrate back up. Run query. Yeah, I need to clear that log out. $56 rows of 56. Oh, there it is. Now we cleared it. Now we're clearing. This is just some good old front-end development. Just got state all around the place, out of sync, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's cool. That's kind of neat. Yeah, that's actually working. Okay. This is not the worst. Let's see, what have we done? What have we done? We made a job status. Let's do a little magic hackery. Did this. Okay, GraphQL types boilerplate. Damn, I know I've said it before, but I'm using Sangria is the GraphQL library that I'm using, and like a lot of people use in Scala. It has a very nice website. Look at this beautiful peach-colored website. Yeah, I'm using Sangria. Sangria is pretty good. It does have a lot of boilerplate. Like there's a lot of spots where you end up having to add these types that are basically just repeats of your types that you already have in Scala, and then, you know, blah, blah, blah. It's like that does get a little bit old, but I don't know. At least gives you some type safety, which is cool. All right, we made that. Oh yeah, I know. RIP Oleg for sure. Yeah, that is really sad actually. But people don't know the guy who made Sangria originally, who was like worked on it for years and like really hard and was like very, very dedicated. He passed away like a year or two ago. It's been a little while now. Yeah, Caliban is cool. I've tried Caliban. I've used it a little bit. I've used it on a small project, and it is really nice because it just, yeah, it's a little bit better at just being like, here's my case classes. Here's like my pile of case classes. Just like give me a schema, and it does that really well. I need to give it another look because I haven't really like pushed it very hard in anything that's like bigger and more complicated. So I don't know. I'm sure there are gotchas as well, but I don't really know what they are. But yeah, it does seem like Caliban is cool. I mean, the other thing with Caliban is it's It's very like Zio based, like it's integrated pretty hard with Zio, but it has a, I guess I can, it does have some decent adapters for cats. So there's like cats effect adapters that you can use that make it work. And so I've used that and it was pretty cool. Sorry, I'm just reviewing all this stuff. Okay, this I might want to clean up this. Sorry, I'm just thinking in my head about the other thing with Caliban, Miliardo. I don't know if you've used it, but the other thing with Caliban that is really cool is that the way that it handles deferred, like how do you say this? The way that it handles deferred execution is really cool because it's like designed to work with Zio or like something like Cat's Effect, where you have like lazy IO. The way that you just allow a field to be deferred is you just put it in an IO. And so by contrast, something like Sangria, which is a little bit more built around future and stuff like that, if you want to do, like if you want to have a field that will not get evaluated unless the user queries it, it's a little bit trickier, and you have to do this kind of stuff. You have to do all this. You have to have kind of like special wrappers for like deferred. And so this way, this kind of stuff is required to allow you to have a field in your schema that will basically not get evaluated unless the user requests it, which is really cool. Cause like one of the things that's neat about GraphQL is you could have like, say that I have this thing here and say that for some reason, like data was like really complicated to evaluate, or maybe this is actually a good example. Like I have data and then I have page size and I have rows, but rows might be complicated to evaluate, but I could omit rows and just, if I for some reason just wanted to run page size, I could just run this. And then as long as the server-side implementation is done correctly, that should have a like noticeable, decrease on the resource usage on the server side, and so coming back around, like the thing with Caliban, is that because you're already using a lazy IO system to like do your stuff, it just like works. It's like literally if you have an IO and they didn't load that field, then you're just like, it doesn't get evaluated and your thing is, your query is like cheaper. So that I think is really cool. Let me see if they talk about it. Optimization. Yeah, they have all this zQuery stuff. I don't know about all that, but I don't know. I don't know if I'll be able to find it. Anyway, I thought that was a cool like thing when I used it. I was like, oh, that's really smart. And like other languages that don't have an IO thing, they don't really have a good answer for that because they all have to do what Sangria is going to do. They're going to have to add like you somehow like have to have a way to like reify the delayedness of the query resolver or something. All right, so what do I got going on here? Guy status. Do I want to leave that in there? Yeah, to do. Okay. Let me add a note. Handle the fact that BigQuery get job. Yeah, okay, this is fine. Refresh results. Okay. Yeah, this is great. I don't know, 1,000? Sure, a poll every second. I guess that's not the worst. I don't know that it matters. Although I guess you are hitting the BigQuery API every time. Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. I don't care. Well, that epidemic sound really just ramped up our music intensity there. I'm going to change this up a little bit. All right, let's see what this is all about. All right, what do we do here? We move BigQuery job execution to async submit and poll model sick. that is what we did. That's what I intended to do. Big one on the to-do list. Excellent. So that's good. Oh shit. Let me see. Right here. Okay. Didn't pass the. What are you talking about? Any vibe check? Oh yeah, the music. Yeah. The vibes. They weren't the right vibes. All right. I'm gonna take a quick break here, and then I'm gonna. So where I'm at with this thing, I mean, there's a lot of corners I have cut. There's a lot of holes, and especially on the error handling front, I know there's like a lot of things I haven't really resolved. But I think this is a like plausibly defensible query runner, especially for this geo stuff. Like it actually works, not the worst. I ran a really cool one the other day. I wonder if I saved it. Oh wait, I think it's the one that I saved on that ticket. Oh yeah. Yeah, okay, let's try this one. Here's one out of the London. I'm just going to paste a big old honking pile of SQL in here. This is something out of the London cycle trips data set that they have in BigQuery. And so I basically made a thing that would put just like draw a line from the start to the end for the first 20,000 trips. And yeah, let's try it. Let's see what happens. Oh, it's done already? Okay, here we go. Whoa, yeah, okay, it's a big mess, but you can't really see a lot. But here, these are like London, this is like cycle trips or whatever from their city bike share thing, you know, so it's like somebody riding from there to there. I mean, this is like not super useful, but actually it's kind of cool. You can see the ones that have a lot of lines going in or out, those ones. And then I could load another page. Load another page. Oh man, there's a lot. Yeah, holy crap. This is kind of, yeah. So, you know, this is not great. Like it's not going to be a super amazing like visualization tool, which it's not really designed to be. Like I think if what people need is fancy visualization, they should look at that thing that we were looking at last week, Descartes. Is going to be a better tool for that kind of stuff. Like I bet if you knew what you were doing, you could take this London cycle trip stuff, you could go put it in that Descartes thing and you could make some really cool visualizations and stuff. But what I'm more interested in is just kind of like fast, quick and dirty, exploratory. Like I just want to like get a feel for something, run some queries, see some maps, you know, whatever. And this is actually, it's actually not bad. It's actually looking pretty good for that. So that's good. The next piece to look at there would be like the syncing side. So I can read stuff, but I want to also be able to push stuff in. So when I come in here and like have a project and like maybe I upload, you know, a shape file or upload a GeoJSON or something, then I want to be able to have like I have to figure out how, but like I'd have a button and you would go and be like sync to BigQuery and it would just do it. And then you could use that thing to query on your own stuff and you could join and all this and it would be really cool. So that's like the next piece to maybe look at there. And then I could do a little bit of that, and I might take a little bit of time and fart around with that GraphQL Code Gen thing that we were looking at, because I have been after. Let me see how many lines of like handwritten GraphQL queries am I up to now? So I got mutation, blah 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 blah. Yeah, I mean we got 400 lines of these just like hand rolled like query method stuff, which is obviously not the best. So I'm just curious to take a look at that. I don't think it's going to be like a silver bullet and automatically just work, but I'm curious to see just like what it even is. So maybe I'll do that. But anyway, let me see. Did I save the BRB? Oh yeah, BRB. All right, BRB for real. All right. Is my camera back? Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, I'm back. I have returned. I was listening to one of the recordings from last week, and I felt like the music was like a little loud then, so I actually turned it down a little bit. So if anyone is listening, let me know if you think the music volume should be higher or lower, like relative to my voice. Still trying to get that dialed in. All right, let's take a look at this thing. I don't know, what the hell? I don't know if I'm ready to start like a whole new feature, so maybe a fun thing would be, oh yeah, what do we get? Got that working. Now we submit a job, get the ID, poll for completion, then download results one page at a time. That's cool. That's nice. Downloading. So let's take a look at this thing. I have heard of this thing before. Oh shit. Oops, I closed my notes page. Graphql Code Generator. Oh no. Oh yeah. What did I just do there? I just screwed something up. Yeah, in particular, I was listening to this podcast the other day and they were talking about it. What is it? Code generation for GraphQL API. So the idea is that they can basically take this, let me see, playground. When you have a GraphQL schema, there's different ways that people do them. Like in particular, like I think there's sort of a divide between whether people start with this schema definition and then go to the code, or if they start with the code and then get the schema generation. So in my case, like I'm using Sangria, like I said, and so I basically have this Scala. I have this like Scala file that defines the schema, and you use, the way this works is it'll be based on what your library, based on like what library you're using, what language, blah blah blah. But you're sort of, using this DSL to build up your schema, and then from there, it will generate this like basically a .gql, a schema file that actually like represents that. Alternatively, you could start the other way. You could write this by hand, and then you might have like a library in your programming language that would read the schema file and allow you to basically, I've actually never used one of these, so I actually don't exactly know, but I assume that they would read this and then they would allow you to bind in handlers. So anywhere you have like a mutation, they would bind in a handler for this and let you wire that up. So the point is, like, one of the big benefits of GraphQL is you have a like stable machine readable schema format. And so the idea with this code generator is that you would take that and generate code from it. So you'd have something like schema.graphql. Yeah, this is like what I would have, and then you would do it and blah, blah, blah. So in theory, that sounds good. The thing that I'm curious to see is like, how crazy is it? Because I just feel like there's going to be stuff in here. There's going to be stuff in here that is just not going to make a ton of sense with how I might normally write TypeScript code or something like that. I don't know. I'm just curious to see what it's going to do. That's one thing. The other thing is like, I'm curious to find out what it is going to do with stuff like weird scalars, because I have stuff like, a UUID, which is like a scalar that's basically a string, or a date, which is a scalar that's basically a string, or the ones I have in here that are really nasty that I'm actually curious about is like, I have a few places in this schema where I have embedded GeoJSON. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, GJ feature. What is that? Yeah, okay. Like, I have a few places in here where, I guess it's just this coordinates. I've like put GeoJSON into the, GeoJSON into the schema by just making the coordinates a scalar, because you can't really represent the GeoJSON coordinate format as in GraphQL because it's too variable and stuff. So, yeah, I also have stuff like this. So anyways, I'm curious to see what it will do for those things, but let's see, let's try it out. I think that you can actually get it. Can I actually get the schema from somewhere? Let's see, where does it pull the schema from? Network. Or maybe, oh, let me think. Is that how it works? There's like an introspection query. I remember this. There's like a special query you can run. Yeah, introspection query. You would run this special introspection query, and then the result would be like it's like a GraphQL representation of the GraphQL schema, and that's how that stuff gets made. Okay. So I think that this code generator thing, I suspect it probably can work with that. Watch for changes. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. I'm gonna start this out, and I'm gonna see what happens. I don't know how far I will get with it, but I'm assuming that I probably have to like wire it up with my Webpack setup or something like that. Which anytime you have to do anything with your Webpack setup, that's always terrifying. But we'll see. View dogs. Okay. Schema. Yeah, this is interesting. They have their own option. I don't know about that. Installing. Yeah, okay. Let me install save GraphQL. Do I have a GraphQL? Is that a package? JSON? I don't even have that. Okay, let's get that. npm install save GraphQL. npm gives me a bunch of warnings as always. Okay, and then there's a CLI. Yarn install save dev. Okay. So I install this CLI. Boy. Okay, let that install for a second in the background. Initialization. Oh, see, there's a wizard. See, that's scary. I don't want a wizard in my freaking thing. Okay, you just do code gen and knit. Interesting. Question by question, it will guide you through the whole process of setting up a schema, selecting and installing plugins, picking a blah, blah, blah. Okay. I'm generally very... Oh, yeah, if you don't want to use the wizard, we got you covered. Okay. I'm generally skeptical of these kind of things, but let's see. They probably did a good job with it, and it probably works good. Let's try it out. Okay. Okay. Wow. Look at this. There's like a whole terminal UI. There's like a whole terminal Q&A UI. What type of application are you building? Application with React. Correct. Where is your schema? Okay. Excellent. Excellent. HTTP localhost 9000 /API /GraphQL. Where are your operations and fragments? Well, I don't have operations and fragments, so where would I put them? I guess I would make a new directory. Yeah, okay, I would do that. I would say it is gql/star.graphql. Okay. Pick plugins. Okay. I don't want React and Apollo. Oh no, wait, that was Bex. Okay. Okay. I don't even know what I'm looking at here. TypeScript required by other TypeScript plugins. TypeScript operations. I better go read about this. Plugins. TypeScript. Oh, I see. Okay, so this is the other one will generate types just for the, I guess, the results, and this will give you types for, okay. Oh, interesting. Avoid optionals. Okay. Yeah, I guess I probably do want that. Okay, I think this is a server-side one. Resolvers I don't think is relevant for me because I'm not doing the server-side in Node. Okay, let's go back to this. What are the other ones? Apollo. Files modules. What is that? Utilities. Oh, so yeah, I haven't used this Urkel thing. I've heard about Urkel. Okay, here it is. Oh, wow, that's interesting. So now you can literally write them in .graphql files. Or use string types. Oh, that's really interesting. Boy, this is wild stuff over here. I don't know if I need this, but I'm going to turn it on. GraphQL document nodes. Oh, allows you. Oh, wait. Wow, generates TypeScript source files from GraphQL files. That's also really interesting. I don't know if I need this or not. I will turn it on and see what happens. Introspection fragment matcher. I'm going to skip that one. Urkel introspection for schema awareness. I'm going to skip this one too. I don't know what that is. Okay, let's do these ones. Where to write. What is it? JS generated GraphQL.ts. Do you want to generate an introspection file? Sure. How to name the config file? CodeGen.yaml. Sure. What script in package.json GQL? Oh boy, this thing is about to do some shenanigans to my build here. I have no idea. Fetching. Let's see, what do we do? Okay, we added some things. Oh, let's check out this code gen file. Okay, so it basically generated this stuff. That's cool. And then I think it put a command in my package JSON. Let's see. Wow. Let's try this. Let's see what this does. This is so interesting. Oh no. Okay, that's not looking good. Oh, okay. Load GraphQL schemas, load GraphQL documents. Okay, so I don't have. So I guess the way this works is you actually define, like, because what I have been doing, which is not cool, is I just write my stuff in a string in here. But I guess what they want you to do is put your queries and stuff in like actual files. Okay, let's try that. Let's call this Fuck, I don't know what the naming convention of them would be. Process upload .graphql. That's really interesting if this works. Because then you get like nice syntax highlighting and stuff. Oh, this is sexy. Let's try this. Okay. Unable to find template plugin matching. Oh, wait, shit. You know what? I think I didn't install stuff. I think I need to run install to pull in some new things that it got. Okay, maybe that wasn't the problem. Plugin TypeScript GraphQL files modules requires extension to be .d.ts. Okay, I don't know what that means. Maybe I don't need that one. Maybe I should turn that one off. Support documents that are not query or mutation in a trivial way. Okay, let's turn this off. Let's turn that one off. I don't know what it does. Anyway. Oh, okay, generated. What? So what did this do? This is going to generate something in JS/generated. Wow. Let's see. Okay, I'm very curious to see what this made. Oh god, that's a lot. Okay. Yeah, so this is the whole schema. It literally went and got the whole schema and like did some stuff. Wow, very interesting. Oh, my neck is sore. Okay. Very interesting. Oh, it actually generated the whole thing. And then it generated this thing. Process upload GQL. So, okay, that's interesting. So then can I use that somewhere? Let's see. Oh, I guess I would get ignore those is the other thing. I guess you would get ignore the generated files. Okay, so here's where I'm using process upload. So this is like a class now? Okay, I need some more info on how to actually use this. Programmatic usage. Okay, I installed it. I generated Code Gen YAML. I generated that. Development workflow, watch mode. Oh, it has a watch mode. Programmatic usage. I don't think I need programmatic usage. Reading. Game of types. Oh god. Oh boy, it doesn't like all this. It doesn't like something. Process upload alias. Yeah, what do you do with this? I guess is the question. Now I have it and it generated stuff, but now I'm a little bit lost. This might be something I have to research later. Let's see. Let's look at this. Here's some person claims to have wrote a blog post. There's their server. There's the schema. Okay, I don't need the result. I don't need the server side. I need the client side only. See, here they're typing out types by hand, but that's what I want to avoid. Graphql Code Generator, server, show me the client. Oh, so I guess what I probably need is some kind of hooky thing or some kind of, I might need some more. Oh, I might need some additional thing. All right, I'm gonna have to like read up on this more. I don't know that I can figure this all up right now. Unless there's one of the relatively small number of people in chat happens to be a TypeScript expert and know how to use this thing. But yeah, I don't know. This is interesting. The fact that it got this, the fact that it generated all this stuff is cool. I just don't know what to do with this stuff. Resolvers, Apollo. I don't want to use Apollo client if I can help it because I feel like it's a pain in the ass. Maybe what I need is Urkel. I don't know if I really want to use hooks either. See, what is Oak Cliff? Oak Cliff is CLI stuff. Dang, I'm gonna have to read about this more. The thing is, I would love to use this thing without getting sucked into some kind of like huge, complicated client-side like pattern, like I don't know what you would even say. Like Apollo is just like so complicated, and I don't necessarily want to have to write all of my components with that. You know, I basically what I would love is something where you could just take this thing, feed it into like fetch and get stuff. Oh, GraphQL request. Wait, that's what I was. Wait, is that what I was using? Is that what I already use? Yeah, okay, hold on. That's the one I already used. This might be better. Okay, so how do I add that plugin? TypeScript GraphQL request. I don't know what raw request is. Okay. Code Gen. Let me see. I might add this one. I don't know what to do if I change this Code Gen YAML file. I probably have to rerun something else. I don't know, whatever. Let's just run this. It'll probably complain that I don't have something installed. Oh no, it's going. Okay. Yeah. Undefined template. Install one of the, oh God. I want it to just put it in the package JSON for me. Generate, watch mode. Installation. Setup. Okay, I have to install something. Well, I'm guessing it's this one. Oh wait, I guess this would be save dev because it's like a build time. Ugh. Is that right? I'm not sure. I think that's probably save dev because it's probably build time only. Okay. JS generated. It's the same file. GraphQL client. Okay. Oh God. GraphQL client. Get SDK. Oh god. Default wrapper. I don't even know. I don't even know what to do with this. I guess you do this. You do SDK. Export function get SDK. Do they have more docs on this one? Jesus. This is crazy complicated. How does anyone make stuff in here? Oh no, not type GraphQL. They have very good docs on the configuration, but I need, okay, usage. Okay. Query, blah, 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 fragments, SQA, import, wrap your GraphQL client. I don't need middleware. Oh god. But you use this get SDK. So you basically make a client. Okay, let's look at that. So I was doing requests. I'm not even creating a client. I wonder if I want some ancient ass version of this thing that isn't even like up to date. Medical GraphQL client. GraphQL client. Yep. Oh, very intriguing. Okay. Import request. Client. Yep. Const client equals new GraphQL client. There's my endpoint, and I don't have any config, I guess. So, okay, so I would use this, and then I would go over here and I would get this other thing, and then I would be like, get SDK client. Whoa, holy crap, that's cool. So okay, that's it. So you make a client, you wrap it in this thing, and then you do a process upload. Wow. Let's see, let me check this. Is that just the right type? Let me see, does that compile? Okay, I got hella other problems over here that I haven't sorted out yet. Ugh. Upload ID. Any. Oh, see, why did it say upload ID any? What the hell is that? That's not very good. That's not useful. Psh. I don't know. All right, well, I don't know. That might be beyond what I can get into today. I think this is an interesting, promising avenue. I think it requires some more thought to understand how to use it well. But intriguing. The idea is certainly intriguing. All right, I am probably wrapping it up for the day. It's a long week. I'm fatigued. Thank you to anybody who stopped by, who's still here, who was here earlier. You're all my pals. I don't know if I'm gonna go any further with this GraphQL Code Gen thing or not. I don't know. This thing is cool. If I could get this to work. But on the other hand, it's like, you know what works? What works is pasting a zillion lines of schema, like query strings, and just doing it. You know, it's like a little bit brute force, but it does work. So I have to think about that. All right, same time next week. Maybe I'll be on during the week, like midweek. We'll see, TBD. But thank you, everybody. Probably not even going to do a raid because I don't think we have that many folks on right now. But hope to see y'all soon in the future. Take care. What do? I do the this guy.